Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Clinic Group Couch Podcast. I'm your host, Eswatini. Well, you have probably heard of the term occupational health, and you have wondered, what is occupational health? What does it entail? What do we do? What is it for? What is it important for? Well, today, all those answers are going to be given by the team that I have today. On my right, I have...
Hello, everyone. Dr. Vambe. I'm an occupational medical practitioner from the Clinic Group.
Hello, everyone. I am Sister Thabese Mpanza. I am an occupational health nurse at the Clinic Group.
Today we are with the occupational health team, so we are talking all things occupational health. And my first question is, as we said, we want to know more about occupational health. Sister Thabese, what is it? Break it down. What is occupational health?
Thank you very much for the question, Lancy. Occupational health is basically a discipline in public health that looks into the health and well-being of workers relating to the work that they do as well as the environment that they work in. So it's basically healthcare, but more specific now to the work and the environment that you work in.
That is very interesting. So you said it's to the work, that is employer and employee at the same time.
Definitely.
So what are the services that are offered under occupational health? Dr. Vambe, can you give us the few services or all the services that you offer as occupational health?
Thank you for the question, Lancy. Occupational health covers a wide range of services.
Okay.
So we do medical checkups. We do for people that are being employed, be it drivers. We have drivers medicals, we have food handlers medicals, and we have some specific medicals depending with the industry. I'll give you an example. We also do aviation medicals. For our people that work in the aviation industries. We have some type of assessments that we do called health risk assessments, and we also have functional capacity assessments. This might look like big names, but don't worry, I'm sure we'll be able to delve them better in a later stage.
Well, I don't want to hold on for a long time before I really want you to explain what is occupational functional assessment. I think most of us have probably heard of the pre-employment, annual or periodic, and the exact medicals. Functional occupational assessment. Can you tell us more about it?
All right, that's fine. So when we refer to functional capacity assessments, we are basically talking about looking at an individual who might have been injured or might have had an illness versus the type of work that they are doing. Okay. So if you are injured and you probably have a limb dysfunction and your job was to climb on the stairs, now we come in and assess how much of that job are you still able to do. We are basically trying to match your capacity versus the work that you're supposed to be doing. That's where functional capacity assessments come in.
Okay. I understand the functional capacity. I think I should really look more into this. But then interesting again is aviation pilots. And Sister Thabese, can you explain what you'll be doing to pilots? Is it pilots only or there are other people?
Dr. Vambe has already mentioned that we do medicals for people in the aviation industry. Well, that is with regards to, of course, the pilot as well as their support staff, basically members of the cabin crew. And the whole purpose of that is to assess if they'll be able to either operate an aircraft or work as part of the cabin crew without any major health risks to affect them.
Okay, that is very interesting. So you were saying they are tests specific to aviation, to pilots. So it's not a one-size-fits-all. So a pilot does different tests to a builder, to a cook, to a chef, differently. So what are the tests that you do as occupational health? What are the various tests that you have?
Okay. Dr. Vambe has already mentioned it in terms of the services that we provide. Yes. But of course, to echo what you just said, it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all. It depends on the work that you do. The services are specifically curated for the type of work that you do. Say, for example, you are someone who works in an area where there's a lot of noise. Definitely, they were going to add a hearing test just to make sure that your ears are okay. Even during the course of your working period, we conduct annual medicals or biannual medicals just to make sure that your ears are still in perfect condition to function in such an environment. Of course, even when you leave, it's the same. Now, maybe a typical example would also be for someone who's a food handler. You work in an environment where you handle food. There are actually additional tests then that actually just to make sure that there are no parasites or any microorganisms that you can transmit to the food that you handle. Of course, also if you work in an environment where there's dust, there's a lot of chemicals that you may inhale, maybe you're a painter, we add additional tests such as a lung function test just to make sure that your lungs are still okay. Of course, the basis of that is a general medical, where we are going to check your BP, your weight, your height, your sugar levels, do a vision assessment, and then the additional tests then are curated to the work that you do. Say you're a driver, we add an additional test to just make sure that you're able to see near vision, far vision, when during the day, at night, you're able to differentiate colors, because of course we don't want you to see a red light on a robot and assume that it's an orange or assume that it's a green. So the tests basically are curated in relation to the work that you do.
Well, that is very interesting. I've heard all that. But then it's not only me. We're also sitting at home. We're thinking, why is it important to me? I'm an employee. I just got a job. Yes, they're saying I should do a medical exam. And I'm thinking, I'm just going there to be a cook. I'm just going there to be a cleaner. Why is it important to me as an employee to do a medical exam? Why should I not do it if I feel like I don't want to? Is it important?
It definitely is important, because now before you start a job, you do not want to go to work in an environment whereby you are not fully capacitated to work in such an environment. We can't put you in an area where there's a lot of noise if you have a hearing problem, because it's going to get worse over time. So it's an opportunity for you to be assessed fully if you're fit for that type of job, and to further be assessed even during the period of working, just to make sure that you're still okay. Even after you finish working, we just need to make sure that, okay, there weren't any injuries on duty that occurred as a result, or rather anything or any illnesses that you may have acquired as a result of working in that environment. I think to add on that, I usually say to employees, we do not get the time to go and do a medical checkup. Most of the time you find that we spend most of our time at work anyway. So take advantage of your occupational health medical. It's an opportunity for you to get your health related questions answered. So more than anything, it's all about your health.
Interesting. I think now I'm getting comfortable. It's getting really interesting. I'm seeing positive things on why I should do a medical exam as an employee. But then maybe the employer is also thinking, this is costly. How does it benefit me? Why should I do my workforce of 100 people medical exams? How does it benefit me as an employer? Maybe Dr. Vambe, you can tell us how it benefits the employer.
Well, I guarantee you, every penny is worth the.
Really?
With those medical tests, they actually protect the employer. So as an employer, I want to hire someone who is fit. If I don't do those medical checkups, I risk them coming back and say they've acquired an illness whilst they are at work. So by enforcing that they do medicals as they come, it helps protect the employer. They know that they've hired a fit employee. Similar to when they're also leaving, it's advised that they also do exit medicals. That way they will know, as this person was leaving, what was their health status. Years later, they will not come back and say, my hearing problem started whilst I was still at work, because we managed to check them before they leave. So there are quite a lot of other advantages. It's also in industry regulation that employers make sure that the people that they hire, they go through their medicals before they are on board. This is because there are quite a number of risks, as my colleague has mentioned, that are in the industries. Those exposures over years, they might start giving health problems. So it's a requirement that people get checked up before they start work also. At the end of the day, we are concerned about the actual employee and our client, and a healthy employee is able to give the employer more productivity.
So everyone wins.
Everyone wins.
The employer
and the
employee.
100%.
Yeah. This is wonderful. But then it's a first timer. I'm warming up to the idea of doing medicals. I'm thinking, let me do it. But then, I'm nervous, anxiety. What should I expect? Should I prepare something? Should I do something? Is this something that I'm supposed to do before I come for medicals? Should I prepare anything, or should I come as I am? Thabese.
The number one thing, excuse me, that I would say is definitely do not panic. I think one of the greatest misconceptions that we have when it comes to doing our first ever medical checkup is that they're going to find my BP high, my glucose high, my sugar high, and then I'm not going to get the job. They won't allow me to go and work. Do not worry about all of those things. If there are any deviations from the normal, best believe we're going to work with you to try and correct those deviations. As we said earlier on, the purpose is for you to function at maximum capacity in the environment that you work in. So do not drink anything. Do not wash yourself with specific soaps. Do not do a whole load of those things. Just come to your medical. If there are any issues, any concerns, ask the healthcare workers. They'll definitely help you through it. So the number one thing, definitely do not
panic. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not panicking. But then at the same time, I'm thinking, you mentioned my BP. You mentioned my blood glucose. You mentioned a lot of things that you're going to check.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking, what if I get here and my BP is high and my blood sugar is high? It has never been high before. Are you going to help me? Am I going to lose the job? Am I going to be hired? Is this going to stay with me forever? Dr. Vambe, are you going to support me as an employee? I'm sitting here. You've told me my blood pressure is high. Are you going to help me through this? Or you just see me and I'm done?
Well, that's a valid concern, actually.
Yes.
And to be quite honest, most people, they do walk around, they do work with high BPs, high blood glucose, without them being aware. That's why we encourage these medicals to be done, to know your numbers. Fortunately, if we come across those deviations, we have a big team of medical practitioners that are able to take you through the process until the BPs are normalized, until the blood glucose are normalized. Even the vision, we sometimes have to refer you so that you can be checked further, and then you come back for another reassessment. So it's worrying, I understand.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, we are here for your health, and we make sure that if you need to be on treatment, we start you on treatment. If you need to be referred for any other investigations, we are actually able to do that, so that at the end of the day, your vitals are normal, your health is in perfect conditions as you are starting your job or as you proceed with your job. At the end of the day, that's what we are concerned about.
All right. You never get tired. I can come again and again until I have a clean bill of health.
Definitely.
You don't get tired.
Yeah.
This is wonderful. Like, this is the service that we're all looking for. But then, Dr. Vambe, a lot has been said today. But then there is that one thing that you always tell people as a take-home message. I'm coming for medical exams. I'm coming for the functional occupational assessment that you said, or the aviation that Sister Thabese explained. Of all the tests that you've said, what's the take-home message? What's that one thing you always tell people the importance of occupational health is?
All right, sister. I would say there's always a balance between our work that we do and our health. So whatever we do at work has a potential of affecting our health. And at the same time, our health has a bearing on our performance at work. So we need to take care of our health so that we can perform well at work. Conversely, our work environment needs to support us so that we don't acquire any illness or diseases that affect us even after finishing our work. So with occupational health, it's basically about maintaining that balance as employers, but employees, so that it's a win-win for everyone. Our health is taken care of, and we're able to productively perform at work.
All right. Okay, thank you. And then I don't want to take you back, Sister Thabese, but then I want to ask about the various tests. Of course, you said I shouldn't prepare anything when I'm coming for medicals, but let's say, for instance, I'm a food handler. I need to submit stools. Is everything done here under the same clinic, or do I have to go somewhere else to do my stools, or you have all the services covered here?
So this is definitely a one-stop shop. We have our laboratory services available for you. If there's a need for you to submit a certain sample, to take a blood sample, it's definitely in-house. So anything or any test that needs to be done, your chest x-ray, it's available right here at the clinic group.
I think this is what we call integrated services under one roof. I like it. I like how the services are being provided. But then I'm sitting at home, I want to come. How can we access your services? Where do I go? Who do I call? Which number? Who do I call? Which email do I use? How do people access your services, Sister Thabese?
Okay, we are the clinic group, Matapa Healthcare. We are opposite YKK at Matapa Industrial Area along Matapa Crescent Road. Of course, that's not the only way that you can access our services. You can come to Matapa. We also accept walk-ins. We can do medicals right away. Of course, you can also contact us. We have a phone number that you can call. We have a WhatsApp number that you can text. We have an email, an occupational health email that we use. We also have our clinic group website. So those are the ways in which you can access our services. But of course, if you find that you're on the further side of Eswatini and you want to access our services, we are going to come to you. So if you do contact us, we are going to give you a quotation. If you approve of the quotation, you make a booking, you bring your clients, we assist your clients. If you're on the further side of Eswatini, we can come to you. So it's up to you. Do you want to come to us or should we come to you?
So basically, you do outreach services.
Yes, definitely.
If I'm in Mangayane, you can come to Mangayane.
Yes.
If I'm down at Ngwenya border, are you saying even South Africa, Dr. Vambe?
We are definitely working on that one.
Wow.
We are still doing border to border.
Okay.
But very soon, we are also going to cross borders. That's our aim and that's our vision.
I don't think we have any excuse of not doing our occupational services with this kind of service. I think this is very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. So, wow, this is very impressive. Thank you very much, Tim. So, I have no words. I'm thinking, wow. So if you're also sitting at home thinking, should I do it? Should I not? The answer is let's do it. Occupational services or occupational health exams cover a lot. As the doctor and Sister Thabese have told us, they have dispelled those myths and misconceptions. They have told us the importance of doing occupational medical exams. I don't see why we should not do it. So if you're sitting at home thinking, should I do it or should I not? I'm saying,
Definitely do it.
Come to the clinic group and we'll do it for you. Till next time on our next episode, from me, the host, and my esteemed team, bye.
Bye.